Shannon should just step out with his boyfriend and let people know I'm bisexual, but this is who I'm with. And every now and then I experience my wild side.
You think he's a zest?
Lil Rod says hidden cameras were in every room of Diddy's homes. Lil Rod believes that Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off.
Or you get freaking.
Huh?
Hey, Kyle, give me some more. It's too soon, Kyle.
Shannon Sharpe's Bodyguard just flipped the whole internet upside down. Leaked footage just hit the net. Yeah, real footage, showing Shannon at one of Diddy's infamous parties. And it's deeper than anyone ever imagined. We've heard the whispers for years. But now, there's cold, hard proof that Shannon was right there in the thick of it, front and center.
Related that was given to him.
Diddy will pull up and get wild with you by himself. Like, he's not soft. So that's the whole thing with him.
But that's not even the wildest part. His own bodyguard, who goes by the name Sakazumba, came out swinging with a jaw-dropping tweet. And it ain't just gossip. He's making some serious accusations that might just flip Shannon's whole world upside down. One of the wildest claims? He hinted that Shannon might be actual. Whatever that means, it's already got people raising their eyebrows.
It was a Diddy party?
No,
Never?
I ain't never been invited. I ain't that big. I mean, maybe if I was in the position that I'm in now, but back then, no.
And hold up, this drama goes way further than just being at some wild party. Sakazumba dropped another bomb. He's saying Shannon was mixed up in some straight-up shady behavior at those events. The most disturbing part? He claims Shannon was allegedly involved with underage girls. That's not drama, that's a scandal. And if it turns out to be true, we're looking at a whole different level of legal heat. Let's not forget, Shannon's been catching major heat lately. Once a Hall of Fame tight end, now a media powerhouse, his entire career is starting to crack under pressure. He's already facing an SA lawsuit, and now this, with these new allegations surfacing from someone who used to be in his inner circle.
Or the boiled egg test. They could take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg, and have those guys put their pants down and bend over and they stick it up their ass. The eggs break, they say they're not ready yet. They ain't put enough work in.
Here's what he dropped, verbatim. Sakazumba posted FNDA. That ninja Shannon met his 304 at a Diddy party when she was 17. Yeah, he really said that, and just like that, boom, the tweet vanished quicker than you can blink. But come on, nothing truly disappears on the internet. Screenshots were already flying around, and receipts, they came flooding in like a tidal wave. And the timing? Suspicious doesn't even begin to cover it. This leak hit right after Shannon publicly said he's stepping away from ESPN until the NFL preseason. People are now raising serious questions. Did he step back, or was he pushed out? Behind the scenes pressure is looking real. But hold on, if you're thinking this is a one-time thing, think again. This isn't the first time a bodyguard came out and pulled the curtain back on the madness at those exclusive Diddy parties. That weird energy ain't new, and folks in the industry been knowing. See, bodyguards have been rolling with celebs for decades, and when they speak up, it's usually because they saw too much. These A-list parties, high status but high risk. And when security starts talking, that's when you know something foul went down.
Damn, we ain't going. He was just such a gatekeeper for the liquor in the clubs, like he was everything hip hop.
One bodyguard named Big Homie CC, who used to work for Jamie Foxx, even went on record saying he saw some stuff that just didn't sit right. These parties, man, they were on a whole different level of wild. One bodyguard even claimed dudes were straight up running around naked at one of Diddy's infamous gatherings. So when Shannon's bodyguard came forward with his story, it wasn't even the first time someone blew the whistle on the madness behind those velvet ropes. But here's where things go completely off the rails, the most explosive part of this leak, the claim that Shannon Sharpe allegedly slept with a 17-year-old girl at one of those parties. That's the line that sent the internet into full meltdown. And it hits even harder when you remember that Shannon has always been loud and clear about denying any connection to these events. In an interview with Charismatic, Shannon said he wasn't even big enough back then to be invited. He claimed he wasn't on the right level of fame to get through those exclusive doors. But now, that denial feels shaky, real shaky. Let's be real. Shannon was already a household name in the sports world, and when he made that jump into the media game, he skyrocketed. That's when the whispers started. Was his rise connected to something darker? There's even a disturbing rumor going around that some celebrities had to prove themselves at these parties to gain access to the industry's inner circle. Sugay Knight, yeah, that Sugay Knight, once talked about something called the boiled egg test, claiming it was part of some sick initiation used to see if someone was ready to roll with the elite.
It wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bullshit.
Man, this is straight up Hollywood level scandal. And Shannon Sharpe's bodyguard, he didn't just stir the pot, he threw the whole thing in the fire. Now think about this. Shannon went from NFL legend to media superstar. Dude was everywhere. ESPN, FS1, podcasts, viral clips, trending topics. He was running the media game. But here's the real question. Did he have to go through some kind of twisted industry initiation like so many other celebs allegedly did just to really make it to the top? Nobody's saying Shannon's guilty of anything illegal, but let's be honest. It's weird how hard he's denied even being at those Diddy parties. Like, why go so hard with the denial? Especially when people in the circle have been hinting at the opposite for years. Even Bo Wow once said he missed those parties, but never explained why. Strange, right? Something just ain't adding up. If you step back and connect the dots, the whispers, the rumors, the sudden career glow-ups, they all start lining up a little too perfectly. And let's not pretend Diddy's parties were ever low-key. These were high-profile, invite-only, no cameras allowed kind of nights, and the people who did attend, they kept their mouths shut for a reason. Diddy's name has always been floating in conversations about his private lifestyle, but now people are starting to ask, could Shannon be part of that same world, just playing it quiet?
Ring. It's Cat Williams. So I said, yeah, bro, what's up? The first thing out of his mouth, guess what he said, Ocho?
Wow.
You ain't date.
The closet theories are getting louder, and honestly, when you lay it all out, it doesn't sound so far-fetched anymore. Shannon's name has been in the middle of all kinds of wild rumors lately. And let's be real, Diddy getting his body rumors have been tied to a whole bunch of other celebs too. So why would Shannon be off limits? The theory isn't even shocking at this point. It's just another layer on an already messy situation. And now, enter Cat Williams. You already know he's the king of unfiltered commentary, and he's never been shy about dropping names. Cat was actually one of the first to drop a subtle hint about Shannon possibly being on the DL. Remember when he went on Club Shay Shay? Yeah, he made a slick little comment that had the internet buzzing for weeks. Now the DL talk is catching real momentum. Fans are starting to notice things, connect the dots, and let their imaginations run wild. That's just how it goes once the rumor mill starts grinding. No breaks, no boundaries. One fan said it best, I thought Shannon was on the DL, I just thought he liked fancy and borderline feminine rich guy things. A lot of folks out here know guys like that. Rich, flashy, stylish, and still pulling like crazy. And honestly, that whole high-end vibe only helps them seal the deal. One person even said liking that kind of stuff probably helps him slam. Just my opinion. Wild take, but not an uncommon one. Now hold up, some of you might be like, wait, what does taste have to do with being on the DL? But hear this.
Now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down.
People are seriously connecting Shannon's love for luxury, his polished look, and even his slightly feminine energy to the idea that he might be keeping certain things on the low. It's not about what he says, it's about the image. You know, the aesthetic, tailored designer fits, champagne lifestyle, jet setting, the whole nine. But could all that glitz and gloss be hiding something deeper? Some people think so. And here's where things really flip. This DL theory didn't just blow up from gossip, it gained serious traction when Shannon himself accidentally leaked an audio of him getting busy on Instagram Live. Yup, live, and let's keep it real. Nobody accidentally starts an IG Live in the middle of private time. That's not a simple slip-up. You can't just butt dial your way into broadcasting your whole situation to the public. You gotta press buttons and go through prompts. So what was really going on? Either way, it happened, and folks saw it. Shannon was straight up caught mid-act on Live, and the internet went nuts. So after that jaw-dropping leak, Shannon had no choice but to speak up. He jumped on social media quick, trying to clear the air, saying he was just being a man doing male things. That was his explanation for what everyone just witnessed live. He even doubled down, saying folks shouldn't be judging him for what he was doing behind closed doors, like, hey, I'm a grown man, right? But then, here comes the twist. He claimed that Cat Williams personally called him and told him they can't be out here throwing around that DL label on his name. Why did Cat feel the need to jump in so hard? That's what's got people talking even more. Sounds like full-on damage control to some, but despite all the scrambling, the internet ain't letting this slide. People are still watching with a raised brow, and one comment in particular summed up the entire vibe perfectly.
Others. Lil Rod says hidden cameras were in every room of Diddy's homes. Lil Rod believes that Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage.
There's definitely a real chance he's on the DL. That Insta Live felt staged. Like he wanted to make it seem like he was smashing girls, when in reality, it might be something very different. I don't care what a man's into, but if you're not ashamed, then why go out of your way with all these theatrics just to prove you're not? Anyone who's ever used Instagram Live knows. It's practically impossible to go live by accident. So the idea that Shannon just butt-dialed his way into a live session right when he was getting intimate? Come on now, stop it. That whole scene looks staged, and people are saying it loud. It felt like a setup with a clear purpose. A performance, not a slip-up. So yeah, not everybody's buying this whole "I'm just a man doing man things" excuse. The vibe ain't sitting right. The timing, the footage, the sudden need to prove something, it's all raising red flags. Folks are calling it what it is, BS. Now the big question, did Shannon stage that live to shut down the DL rumors? A lot of people think that's exactly what went down. And honestly, it's hard to argue with the suspicion. But buckle up, because this rabbit hole, it goes way deeper. Enter Tony Busby. Yeah, that Tony Busby. The high-profile lawyer now representing Gabriela Zuniga, a woman accusing Shannon of some seriously disturbing behavior. Her claims? We're talking role play involving domination, race-based scripts, and full-on bondage. It's giving 50 Shades of Shay Shay, but make it dark and unsettling. Allegedly, Gabriela says she's got visual proof. A full recording showing Shannon behind closed doors doing the absolute most. And here's the final gut punch. Remember when the feds raided Diddy's mansions? Well, word is, those mansions had hidden cameras everywhere. Behind the luxury, the walls were watching.
For decades. Because major moves take time. It may look like it was suddenly, but you don't know what the background work was.
Word on the street, Shannon might have gotten caught up in Diddy's hidden surveillance network too. That's right. Rumors are swirling that even if Shannon's out here denying everything with his whole chest, there might be footage just sitting somewhere, waiting to drop, just waiting for the noise to quiet down before it hits like a bomb. And if you know this industry, that's exactly how it moves. It's never the loud moments that get you, it's the quiet storms after the chaos. But here's the bigger twist. Some folks are saying Shannon isn't just caught in a scandal, he's being targeted. And when you zoom out, it actually starts to make sense. This industry, it's known for building you up just to break you down. They'll lift you up, squeeze everything out of you, then pull the plug the second you get too powerful or too real. Shannon was right there, inches away from signing a massive $100 million deal. Then boom, everything starts crumbling. Next thing you know, he's stepping away from ESPN, and this is a man who was everywhere. One of the loudest, most respected voices in sports media. Then suddenly, gone. Let's not forget, he gave Cat Williams a platform. That same explosive interview that exposed the inner workings of the Diddy circle. The rants, the secrets, the tea. Cat even name-dropped Bishop T.D. Jakes, accusing him of having alleged ties to Diddy's twisted empire. And get this, T.D. Jakes also stepped down from his church leadership role, supposedly due to growing heat and whispers of serious misconduct. It's all starting to connect, like pieces of a messy, high-profile puzzle. But the wildest tea? It didn't come from the leaks, it came from Whack 100, who slid right into the chaos with zero filter. He straight up said that Shannon Sharpe might be bi and told him to stop running and just live his truth. That's how bold it got.
I definitely think he's bisexual.
Why do you think that? Just because his pants fit weird or whatever, that one meme?
His mannerisms. His mannerisms, and I think he's bisexual. I mean, and
but you're not basing that on anything besides just the fact that
I thought I would never say.
He looks weird sometimes.
I'm gonna say something I thought I would never say.
Sure.
But I gotta keep it real. I listened to Tasha K the other day.
And honestly, some folks out here are nodding their heads. They're saying if Shannon had just owned his truth from the jump, whatever it may be, none of this would be used as ammo. But instead, he's stuck playing defense while people keep launching bombs from every direction, left, right, center, nowhere to hide. One fan even took a jab at his show name, saying, "When I first heard he called his show I thought it was satire. I just can't imagine a straight man naming it that." That comment alone had people doing double takes, and others, they're pointing out a pattern that's starting to look real suspicious. One said, ever since Shannon got hit with the DL rumors, he's been doing the most. Leaked X tape, now X-related charges. What's next? At this point, it's getting real hard to defend Shannon, for real. Let's just call it what it is. Between the DL whispers, the suspicious IG live moment, the lawsuits, the alleged recording, and now folks straight up claiming he might have been one of Diddy's inner boys. Who? The heat is rising, and it's not looking good for Unc. But now, I really want to hear from you. Do you think Shannon Sharpe was deep in those wild Diddy party circles? Or is this all just a perfectly timed smear campaign to take him down before that massive money deal dropped? And that IG Live moment with that woman, was that real? Or was it a stage cover to shut down the DL talk once and for all? And be honest, do you think Shannon giving Cat Williams a platform to expose the industry secrets is what really put a target on his back? Was that the moment the powers that be decided he was too much of a threat? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I want to see everything y'all are thinking. This is the kind of mess that needs a full-blown breakdown. And hey, if you're all about deep dives into drama, leaked receipts, and the kind of chaos that has Hollywood shaking, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single upload. Catch y'all in the next one. It's only gonna get crazier from here.